The Northern Coalition of Socio-Political Group has condemned calls for the sack of Nigeria's service chiefs over the ill-fated drone strike at Tudun Biri in Kaduna State, which left many innocent citizens dead. The group, while speaking to newsmen in Kaduna, the state capital, expressed worry over the introduction of a religious and ethnic dimension to the unfortunate event, saying the service chiefs were not appointed based on their religion and the situation does not warrant such labeling. The deputy national president of the group expressed sadness over the tragic incidents and urged all well-meaning Nigerians to commiserate with the victims and their families instead of giving the event an ethnic and religious coloration.
It is worthy of note to say the Chief of Defense Staff is not for the Southern Kaduna or Kaduna Christian or Muslim, rather for the whole nation. We are therefore calling on our brothers from Arewa Group to avoid bringing the issue of religion and ethnicity in what happened, bombing at Tudun Biri. It is too early and out of place for anyone to give the incident an ethnic or religious coloration when investigation about the circumstances surrounding the bombing are still ongoing. For us, the religious and political leaders demanding for the sack of the Chief of Army, Chief of Defense Staff, the Chief of Army Staff.
Look at this. We're joined by Tony Ofoyeton, Director General, International Institute of Professional Security. Good to have you on Nigeria tonight. Let me just paraphrase the call. Is it the sack of the Chief of Defense Staff and Chief of Army Staff over what the group has described as unfortunate, mistaken bombing of some innocent citizens, reckless, in bad faith, and not in the best interest of the country? Is it?
Well, thank you for having me, and good evening, Nigerians. Let me start by saying that my deepest condolences to the families that lost their loved ones, and especially to Mr. President and the military formation in Nigeria. I actually joined the Nigerians that came all out to condemn the act of the unfortunate incident of this attack on innocent civilians. But having said so, I think it is not also fair for us to come totally all hard on the military. We should balance it up. We've been able to make our point to the extent that what has been done is not only bad, it is incurably bad. And we expect that never again will it ever happen in this country again. I remember also that Mr. President also made a statement similar to that, that he's expecting that the investigation at the end of the day, it will resolve in a situation where such thing would not happen again. If you look at between 2014 and 2017, we've had about 300 people that were killed as a result of this so-called mistake in quote now. Between 2017 and date, we've had also about the same number that have been killed. So plus minus, you are talking of almost 1,000 people. You remember the 2017 IDP camp bombing, which was said to be an innocent one. You also remember that of the fish farm also. Now you are talking about the Kaduna one. So it is one too many. And that is why Nigerians are saying enough is enough. But having said so, I don't think that that is an excuse to say that you are calling for the sacking of the service chiefs, be it the Chief of Army Staff, the Chief of Naval Staff, or the Chief of Air Staff.
Okay, I want to also take you on the other side of the argument. One of the groups that they were referring to was the Arewa group, who on Tuesday alleged that the action of the army has cast a shadow on their human rights rating. The group, in a statement signed by Moses Saleh, accused the Chief of Defense Staff of conniving with the Nigerian army to cause havoc in communities in Kaduna State. Do you believe there is any proof of this accusation that emboldened the call for them to put out a statement to this effect?
Well, I think it's a lazy man's call. especially in a society like this where we are trying to heal a lot of wounds. I'm not surprised. I don't know why the same groups keep making this type of ethnic and religious coloration of all events that happen. Don't forget that similar situation happened when Jerika was accused of human rights abuses, and it was there was the petition or the argument that the Arewa were going to drag him to the World Court and all those stuff like that. I don't think it helps our fight against terrorism. Rather, at the end of the day, we should not begin to investigate the Arewa group, whether we don't have sleeper cell in this same group. For goodness sake, if we have a situation like this, now what do you intend to achieve when you bring religion and ethnic coloration into a fight against terrorism? Have they been able to come all out as a group and be able to attack the bandits, attack the terrorists, attack those that are kidnapping on a daily basis? Did Arewa come out to condemn the mass kidnapping of the Chibok, of the Dabchi girls, and the like? Did they come out to do all those? And these are things that are happening even within their territory. Have they actually supported the military formation by giving them intelligence, necessary information to be able to also help them? I don't think that this, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think it makes a lot of sense for any group to come out at this critical moment when we are talking about battle against insurgency to begin to bring ethnic and religious coloration into it. It will only drag us 10 years back. And I don't think that it will be beneficial to the military that have sold their blood. They have
okay,
sold their life
that means
ensure the unity of this country.
All right.
Yes,
the coalition said, though they do not speak for the military, they believe that the Nigerian military remains one of the best in the world. And they have advised that a single mistake should not be a yardstick to attack the nation's revered military, who are making sacrifices and achieving results on a daily. From your vantage view, are they right? You seem to share that opinion that they shouldn't be put under the bus.
Well, I'm not saying that if the military make mistake, that we should just handle it with kid gloves, because we're talking of human lives here. Rather, I'm looking at a situation where those that are directly involved in this attack are thoroughly investigated. And we want to convince ourselves that there are no sleeper cell among them. There's no compromise among them. There are not those that deliberately or intentionally did this among them. Now, let the military on its own do its own investigation and come with a credible report to the public so that they will also be able to purge themselves of their innocence. That is one part of it. I also want to also facilitate and also understand the fact that what the military is doing is not something we just come on air or go on press.
I'm afraid we'll have to pause the conversation, Tony. I think the network is getting bad. Thank you very much for speaking with us. We appreciate your time.